What's up, guys? This is Mark with Solar, your friendly neighborhood solar expert. Now, I want to talk about, is solar a scam? First of all, as you guys know, I am the solar expert, so I do not believe solar is a scam. In fact, scam means still concerned about money. So, yep, there you go. There goes your acronym right there, right? So let's jump right into it. First of all, for those that don't know, I actually started off with real estate and I became a realtor before I considered going solar. And I remember being in Zoom calls with my peers, and one of the leaders there were talking about avoid homes with solar, avoid homes that have solar because it's hard to sell them. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, because I was already kind of looking into solar myself while I was doing real estate, and I was like, what a lazy advice that the leaders are giving the other realtors, simply because they just don't know how solar works. They didn't know how to communicate with a solar expert. So I was in those Zoom calls, and they would say those negative remarks, and it's just simply because they didn't know how to transfer the agreement to the next homeowner, or they just didn't want to have the headache of going through just transferring, or they're just unexperienced realtors, you know? I was even a tax preparer as well. I didn't know what I was doing. People that are barely starting the industry, they just kind of like a really smooth sales process, right? So if there's any additional contingencies, it's kind of like a headache, right? So there actually has been some studies about homes selling faster and for more value. So Zillow themselves has actually made their own study to be like, hold up. Let's take a look at the statistics. And they realized hey, homes actually do sell a lot faster and for more value, right? Another thing is, because I know this, people are like, okay, what happens if I sell my home and the next person doesn't want the home with solar? So why would they even be looking for a home that has solar panels? It's like looking for a home that has a pool, right? So, and by the way we're moving now, with all the future technology, electric vehicles, every single home in the future is going to have solar. And it's actually not going to make sense for a home to not have solar. People are just barely embracing it, and it's just the modern technology, right? Like the cell phone versus the house phone.
So before, we had the house phones, and then the new technology came along with cell phones. But then there was old school people that didn't want to make a change. They wanted to stay with the old technology. This is the same thing that's happening. Old school versus new school. Fossil fuels versus the future of clean energy. And it's the way we're moving.
Going solar, you would actually get your investment back. Like every dollar you pay to the utility, you're not going to get anything back. But in regards to when you pay your solar and then you end up selling your home, you will actually receive some of that money back, because your home sold for a lot more value, right? The only thing you guys got to watch out is certain agreements, knowing what program did you get into, right? So that's what we're going to talk about, right? Did you buy your system? Did you do a lease? Did you do a PPA? What kind of agreement did you agree to, right? There's never not a situation where you cannot absolutely sell your home just because you have solar. It doesn't make sense. It's like, I can't sell my home because I have windows. Come on. Now, there is other programs that I don't do, but they used to be out there, and actually the PACE is still out there. It's called the Hero and the PACE. So for these programs, people were actually scamming people, saying like, hey, solar was free, and then people were just signing up to free solar, and then they're realizing that it was getting charged with their property taxes. And for these programs, you can even have a really, really bad low credit score and still qualify for it. So they took the Hero program out and they replaced it with the PACE, and it's somewhat similar, tied with your property and tied with your taxes, and it's charged once or twice a year with your property taxes. And I would not recommend that. I mean, if you're a working person, you could just pretty much qualify to just own your system, right? So what's a scam? What's really a scam in regards to solar is social media posts. So when you're in social media and you see free advertisement about free solar, free this, the government's giving you free batteries, backup this, blah, 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 blah. That's what's a scam. What's a scam is people not being educated about what they're, getting into, right? So I'm only making this because the real scam is the utility companies. I am a firm believer of solar, so solar is the way to go, right? So I'm telling you, these are actually the scams, scammy advertisements, scammy social media posts, scammy false claims, right? If solar was a scam, why would big corporations have solar, right? You see it in schools, you see it in big parking lots. Okay, they might have money to buy it outright. Not really. People's taxes are actually paying that, right? So your own money is paying for those services. Why not do it yourself? I always tell homeowners it's a redirection of what you're already paying with the utility, right? If you don't want it, other people are going to receive the benefit of having those savings. Why not yourself, right? So also, if solar was a scam, why would the federal government give you the carrot? The carrot is the tax credit. Why would they give you a tax credit, right? So they're literally like telling you, hey, do your part, you switch over to clean renewable energy, and you'll actually receive a tax credit. Of course, the tax credit is intended for your solar system unless you buy it outright, but I mean, they're still giving you a tax credit. That's amazing, right? So also, people believe solar is a scam because they've heard of the 0.0001% of people that had a bad experience with solar. Maybe whether they had a roof leak or they ended up actually being screwed over and paying more or whatnot. Okay, it's that 0.1%, right? You're literally, and this is also in regards to when you look at certain reviews of each company, like it's a 0.001%. And you look at all the positive remarks, every time someone actually has a good experience, they don't leave a review, right? So there's proof that solar has a lot of positive remarks, and it totally submerges, like with an ocean wave of like, hey, this person had a bad experience, okay, oh well, it's really a fraction, literally just a really small decimal, okay? So a lot of people are like, hey, what happens when it's really cloudy and there's really not sun or something? Like, come on, man. We are in California. It's super sunny over here. Even in December, which is right now, super cold. Supposedly, it's really hot actually still. It's really sunny, really, really sunny. And even if it was cloudy, they were still producing electricity, because all it needs is just solar rays, right? Solar rays, and it produces power. So solar is not for everyone, of course. But then, of course, there is those bad apples where there's bad salesmen still trying to push solar onto some people. So, like I said, obviously, you're a smart person. You have to know whether this makes sense for you or not. So just know there's people that you could tell, right? Like, they're just really wanting to earn your business one way or another. We have bad apples, and that's why it's important to be educated, right? So the real scam is corporate energy companies that are raising their electric rates about multiple times each year. That's what the real scam is. You putting money into the monopoly's pockets rather than adding value to your home, right? So some of the concerns that we have is taking out a loan or having debt. Now, hold up. Let's back up a little bit. Now, you remember when you first bought your home, right? You took out a loan and then you had debt to your name. But if we could kind of like just meditate right now and try to remember how that feeling was when you first bought your home. Now, wasn't that a good feeling? This is the same thing that would actually happen when you do the right thing to actually stop throwing your money out the window and actually start embracing that power of the sun. So people are concerned of paying more than before when they go solar. I mean, you're a smart person. Just take a look at a free proposal, a free option to look to see if this makes sense, right? So another concern is paying two bills. People are afraid of paying two electric bills. And now that is not the case. When you have solar, the utility company, whether it's Edison or SDG&E, wherever you have, once you have solar and you have the proper adequate solar system for your needs, and it's producing more than what you're consuming, the only thing that the utility company is going to charge you is a connection service. Then you will have your payment for your solar, which was way less than what you were paying before, right? Two bills, that's not the case. It's only if you consumed more than what your solar system is producing, then that's when you start hearing negative remarks, negative comments, bad rumors that there's two bills with solar. That should not happen, okay? So maintenance and repairs, there's really no maintenance that's needed, required for solar. So this literally just sits up on your roof, gets roasted, gets toasted. And of course, now in days we have batteries. Some of the batteries that we have, especially with the Enphase batteries, high quality, high chemistry. Maintenance and repairs, really nothing happens to their solar system. So people are afraid of long-term agreements. I mean, you are already in a long-term agreement with the utility company for life. So we all need electricity. We all need power for life. Why not instead embrace the power of the sun and actually have an end to it, right? So some people are like, hey, aesthetics, they look ugly. Hey, most people look at their bank account more than they look at their roofs. So the whole point of solar is to pretty much save on your electric bills, right? and have that clean power energy from the sun. So aesthetics, especially now with the new panels, all black on black, slick, not they don't have no white lines, and they're all flushed against the roof. Kind of actually looks really nice to actually have on top of your roof, right? So aesthetics, not a big deal. Some people are like, hey, I don't want solar because it's bad for the ecosystem, bad for planet. Even because they made them, it takes some sort of process to make them. Like, yeah, it does, but for the duration of what the solar lasts, like 30 plus, 40 plus years, even actually way longer than that, because there's solar panels that are producing from the 1970s still at 70%. It outweighs the good resources that it took to actually make those solar system, right? And the way we're moving, like I said, with electric vehicles and everything, that's the way we're moving, right? There is ways to pretty much recycle all this way down the line, right? By the time it's like 50 years from now, I mean, that's a lot of savings. That's a long time ago, right? These products are meant to last for a very long time, for 5 times decades, right? So option A, you're with the utility, SDG&E or Edison, and option B is getting your solar system, right? So you paying your electric bill every month, you're not building equity. But then when you start paying your solar, you actually start building equity. You start controlling your own power and having protection from all the inflations, right? Because you locked in your fixed payment rather than being in the hands of the monopoly and them increasing the rates every single year. You're now protected and locked in. You have cleaner energy instead of burning fossil fuels. And this is like one of the main reasons why solar is really popular right now. And then product and instant warranty, obviously that's given with the system. And of course, if you're with the utility, there's nothing promised to you, right? It's just always increasing rates, just like the gasoline all the time. And then you have energy independence. Of course, once you pay it off, it's completely yours. And you have that free power from the sun, right? And then you actually have true ownership rather than never with your power, right? So the cost of doing nothing, once again, left side, you're with the utility. Right side is redirection, taking what you're already paying. It's not another bill, another expense. It's just taking what you're already spending with the utility and getting savings from day one. So if your bill is on average $115, if we just redirect that to you pay your solar, you would actually save $50. Your solar payment would only be $100, and it's redirecting it. It's not another expense. It's just taking what you're already paying with the utility. What you pay a year, $1,800, compared to solar, way less. You would get a tax credit. You won't get a tax credit if you just sit there doing nothing, right? But if you decided to go solar, hey, you get a tax credit. That's amazing. That's amazing, right? Paying your electric bill has no added value to your home. In regards to you paying your solar down, like your car note, your home mortgage, you would actually end up having added value to your home, right? And of course, we've talked about inflation. It's going to happen, and it's going to keep happening. Inflation with solar, nothing, right? You're protecting yourself from those inflations, right? So there's obviously fees and surcharges. You've seen it on your electric bill. Transmission, distribution, nuclear decommission, public purpose programs. Come on, all these fees on flappity fees, tappity fees, like that's too much, ridiculous. Literally no fees with solar. Literally, it's your system. You get to own your power, and then you have no fees, right? So the cost of doing nothing, you're just throwing your money out the window, throwing your money to the trash, rather than saving it and also protecting yourself. Having that clean energy, renewable energy, protecting yourself and the planet as well, right? And your finances too. So, little photo of course, we know it's just going to keep going up. Utility rates. I mean, if you kind of just Google right now, what is my utility company, SDG&E, Edison, going up next year? They're updating it all the time. It's going up all the time, every single year. So that's the real scam right there. That's literally the real scam, because we know inflation is ridiculous. So obviously the problem is what they charge you per kilowatt, right? Right here in San Diego with SDG&E, you're paying around 40 to 80 cents per kilowatt on your electric bill. That's really ridiculous, and it's almost reaching that dollar. So when people realize that, people go solar. And when people go solar, the utility companies, SDG&E, Edison, loses customers. And when they lose customers, they increase the rates. Once again, that's just normal statistics, normal algorithm right there. That's happening right there. So that is pretty much it. If you are anywhere in the world, please give me a call. This is Mark with Solar. Peace.